So, Tokyo Marathon trip, let's talk about it. This trip has probably been the best running trip I've ever done. And I think a lot of the guys, a lot of the people that went with us, or the people that went to do the race would agree. But it's probably because of the cultural shock. Number one, the city is impeccably clean. I mean clean. You don't see not even a leaf on, a tree leaf on the floor. They are very dedicated, very consistent in keeping everything clean. That being said, you can't find a trash can anywhere in the city. So people carry their garbage or their trash back into their house or their businesses or any other business that would take it when you need to dispose of garbage. Number two, everything is very organized. When you go to the train and people are waiting, people are not just standing around the platform left and right everywhere. They start lining up. Two lines to the left of the door, two lines to the right of the door. The middle is always empty and is always marked on the floor so people know exactly where to line up and where to do all of that stuff. Um, Also, it is very, very, very safe over there. And surprisingly, I didn't see a lot of cops. It's just crazy. There's not a lot of like a huge police presence out there. I saw some of them, but it's not a lot. And yet, the whole city is pretty safe. Um, so maybe because of that, we all felt like, oh my God, this is great, this is amazing, because it was fun to move around. You could catch the train like the way the train moves and the information and all of that. You could get that all very quickly and make sense of it. The stations are pretty much numbers. Well, it has names, but they also have numbers, and they have signs telling you exactly what side goes whether it's going up or down on the numbers. Makes it easier to move around. That being said, and moving on to um, the race itself, the expo was crowded. We went on the first day, and luckily, there was already a huge line to get in, but that was only the tip of the iceberg. We got in, we got what we needed to do, but then looking around and trying to get to buy different things and pick up different medals, and um, it was a little bit of chaos. It was a little bit of chaos. Um, Also, they had this whole application, this global application where you needed to take your temperature every day and put in, whatever temperature you had, and if you had any symptoms or whatever. When we got to the expo, a few people didn't have everything correctly, me included. I was missing one day, and the person there simply said, just put it in. So I just kind of went with sort of the average temperature that I had every day, 98.2, something like that. And okay, it gave me the green light and I went in. So was it really worth it to do that to everybody? This whole mess, taking temperatures and all of that, when at the end of the day, would you just let people fix it manually and go in anyway and get their bibs? Then we move on to the next issue, which to me was runners were not allowed to bring water into the corrals. That was a little messed up. because everybody knows runners are crazy with water. That's what we do. We drink a lot of water. And for an organization that runs a marathon to say you can bring water to the corrals and then not really provide a lot of water. There was water, but not a lot. And once things started moving, there was no more water. They mentioned that you could bring this water, this brand of water that was packaged in a cardboard in a box, like the juices. But you couldn't find it anywhere in the city. We went to at least 4 different stores and we couldn't find it. So how can you tell thousands of people you cannot bring your own bottle of water, not even your own canteen, not even your own container on your running belt, which usually people don't discard those, but you couldn't bring those, and the water that they did say that you could bring, you couldn't find it, and then not provide water. So the race starts and we didn't get water until like mile 2 or 3 or something, and understandably so, everybody was going crazy. People were getting water on their hands and just drinking it like this. Chaos. Another thing is, oh, don't bring clothing for like throwaway clothing. So guess what? A lot of people brought panchos and those thermal blankets and a whole bunch of other stuff. And sure enough, once they start moving, they take those off and throw it on the floor because they were told that there wasn't going to be containers to throw those things out. Well, guess what? People are just people. They're going to behave like people. It was very dangerous at the beginning with all the plastic floating around. You had to really watch where you were going or you would have tripped. So that's that. Then the cutoffs. There was a cutoff every 5K. Why? Why? All you had to do is you need to finish the race by this time and put a set of sweepers on the back, either running or on the truck, on the buses. If you get caught by the sweepers, you're off the course. Period. All this extra stress on the cutoffs. That was crazy. I heard people got caught off at mile 18 by 1 minute. That was mile 18. That person could have made up that minute and finished the race. That's just stupid. Other than that, the last thing, there was a transit card that wasn't really communicated where you could use it at what time. So I saw people trying to get to the start in the morning that couldn't use that card because it just didn't work. So they had to buy a fare to get into the train system and get it to the start. Then at the end of the race, that's when the card really worked. All right, I gotta call this video short because family got home from school and is about to get very rowdy and loud in this house. But this is the first episode of Let's Talk About It. Stay tuned, people.